In this video we are going to talk about how I made this animation. So I will be playing this whole video from beginning to end, but I will be playing in the speed of 6. So whatever you guys will see, it'll be 6 times faster. The reason I'm doing this is that this video is 5 hours long. It took me almost 5 hours to make this animation, and I don't really want to sit for 5 hours and talk about this video. So but if you guys want to see how it looks with almost real time, you guys can always go down in YouTube and slow it down by, I think the slowest is 0.25. In that you'll be almost seeing it very close to the real-time speed of how I animated it. And so let's not waste any more time and let's get started with this video. The first thing I'm doing is I'm placing this dragon in the center of the global controller so that I can control the whole weight of the dragon from the center, because there was no controller for this dragon so that I can control the whole dragon from the center. I need a point in which I can distribute the weight of dragon. So I'm placing the whole dragon in on the global controller, and first thing I'm doing is I'm animating the global controller. So here I made a basic animation how I want to see this dragon landing, and after I made the basic animation of the body, now I am animating just the shoulders of the dragon, just to see how I want to see the wings of the dragon. In my mind I'm thinking that I want dragon to land, and it'll flap couple times, and it'll flap the last time, and then it will land on the ground. So here you guys are seeing that I'm just checking how the timing of the landing and the wings works. So I am just eyeballing it. I'm just seeing how I'm just exploring my mind, and I'm just exploring the ideas in my mind, and how I am not interested in doing any details right now. I just want to lay out what I want to see here in this screen. And I'm just starting to do a little bit more detail, just to polish my idea, how I want to see what I'm trying to see here. I'm just polishing a little bit, and just so that I can clear up my idea what I want to see here. And now I'm doing a very important thing. I'm setting up a render camera. Right now the name of this render camera is Perspective 1, and so I'm just setting up so that, because I was thinking that I want to see the dragon from the front view, and the dragon will come and land right in front of camera and will start roaring. So I'm just doing a basic animation of the camera. The camera will just follow the dragon, and when the dragon will land, it will just follow the head of the dragon a little bit, but the whole dragon will be in the frame. So the reason I'm doing this camera is because it'll save me a lot of time. I will be only animating from this camera. I don't have to worry about how the tail look. If something is hidden behind a body part, I don't really need to worry about it. It will speed up my work a lot. So when you are making an animation, you are always showing people from only one camera, so it's better to work with that one camera and ignore all other perspectives. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just the thing I'm doing is the camera will follow, and the dragon, when the dragon will land, the camera will also go down with the dragon, and then it'll follow a little bit. It's just kind of handheld movement. I'm trying to give a handheld movement to camera, as I work in a VFX industry, and most camera they want to see are handheld. They want to see handheld movement in every camera. So I'm just giving a basic noise in the curves to give it a little bit handheld move to the camera. And now what I'm doing is I'm giving an angle to the dragon. As dragon is entering, is coming towards us, I want the dragon to come towards me in an angle, and I don't want the dragon to come right straight towards me, because it won't look good. It'll be nice if the dragon is coming in an angle, and then it'll come and land right in front of me. And So and the best thing is, as right now I am animating it from a camera, so I don't really need to worry too much, about other perspective, other angles. So I'm just the dragon will be entering from screen left, and it'll be landing right in front of the. So right now I'm just trying to play blast and see how this play blast look. And it will be a very basic play blast, as you guys can see, that is coming and just landing. Not much detail, it's just a what I am seeing. So now I at this point I already started doing details, the details in details in the rotation of the dragon. And because the dragon won't be just coming right straight and land straight. The dragon will be trying to balance his body, right? So as I already animated the wings, I already animated the path of dragon. Now according to that wings, I can give him a little bit balanced in his body, and with his balance we are adding a little bit, one more layer of the detail. And I think and yeah, so now I'm trying to detail a little bit up and down in the body. And one thing you need to know, that the up and down in the front body and the back body will be a little bit different. They'll be a little bit offset, as the wings are attached to the front body. When the dragon will push himself up, the body will go up. Front body will go up first, but the back body will be following a little bit. There'll be a little bit follow through in the back body. So I'm adding a little bit up and down in the front and back body. And now, as you guys are seeing, I'm offsetting the back body, so that the back body is kind of moving a little bit delayed according to the front body. First I added up and down in both front and back together, and then I just holded the back body and I delayed it a little bit, so that I can see the follow through in a little bit follow through in the back body. And I'm just polishing how the dragon should be landing. Okay, so now I am starting to work on feet. I am not going to do too much detail in the feet because they won't be visible much, but I'll be just doing enough detail just to make it look good enough, because I gave myself deadline of 4 to 5 hours, and I want to make a good animation in 4 to 5 hours, and I'm only keeping that much details in the smaller parts of the body. Okay, so now I just gave a in normal pose to the fingers, and I'm giving a nice pose to legs. The nice pose means they will be following the lower body. So they won't be down, they will be just like following, because the dragon is coming in a speed, and so the leg should be left behind. And as the dragon is about to land, he will bring his legs forward, and then he will land down on his legs. And what we need to make sure is that both legs are not exactly same. We want to keep a little bit variation in both legs, so that it looks more realistic, it looks more dynamic and more natural. So but first I just want to make sure that what's happening in the feet. So I'm just animating them together. So and after I made their animation, I can see, okay, I'm already giving a little bit offset in both feet. You guys will think that why am I just doing random stuff here. I was planning for this animation from last night, and I was thinking what are the things I want to do, and so I was just preparing myself in my mind that what I want to do. So that's why I prepared my mind to make this animation overnight. So okay, so I made a basic feet movement. Right now there is no follow through in the feet. I am going to make follow through once I laid out how I want the feet to look. So now I'm making a contact pose on the on the left foot of the dragon, and I'm just trying to make make the dragon's feet go fall down in a fast speed and then suddenly stop. Okay, so now as the feet will land on the ground, even the back body will be reacting according to it, right? So as if you ever jump, you will see that you will jump and your body should be reacting according to your feet, right? So here right now, after detailing the feet, I'm also at the same time detailing the body also. As the feet will land, the body also will feel the impact of the feet. And okay, so right now, this thing what I'm doing right now is really important to show the weight of the dragon, because right now the dragon is this dragon have a similar kind of foot which buffaloes and cows and tigers, their back feet is a little bit different than our legs. They have kind of double knees, and as like kind of Z type of knees. So as soon as the dragon will land, both knees should be bending. It's not like the one knee is still stuck there, and the we see only impact in the foot. So what should be happening, both knees whole leg should be compressing. So I'm doing that using the thigh controller. I'm rotating thigh, and I'm trying to give a compression on the leg controller. By doing that, I am making sure that we see a impact on the landing impact on the legs. And I see right now I am giving a little bit follow through on the feet also. As the dragon is going up and down, the feet are following the body. So just another layer of detail on feet. So you guys know what first I did follow through on the whole body. I did up and down in the whole body, then I followed through the back body, and now I'm follow through the feet. So I'm just I'm animating everything in a progressive way. I am not blocking the whole dragon first and then I'm just doing one thing at a time. So now right now I'm kind of blocking the head. So the head will be kind of leading the whole action here. Like as dragon is controlling, the head is a very small part of dragon's body, but his head should be leading the whole movement of the body, because his head should be kind of leading. If the dragon is flying, if he's looking this side, first his head will go and then his body will go. So there'll be kind of leading action in the head. And also as the head is leading, so as the body will move, the head will also react a little bit to the body. So it's a kind of head will control the body and body will control the head. It's a two-way thing, how you want to work with the head and body. And so right now I'm trying to give a basic animation to the head. As the dragon will land on the ground, we need to see a kind of impact on the head and neck as well. We need to see a follow through on the neck, and that's what I'm trying to make here. Another thing I want to say is that you don't really need to you need to explore all different axes of the rotation and translation, so that you can see a variety of head movement, or any kind of movement in any control of the dragon. Right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give an arc. As soon as the dragon will land, the dragon will land with the arc in his head. The follow through in the head will be following an arc. So like he will land and he will do something like this, and then he will start roaring. And so and let's say if you are trying to see a follow through in your hand, so let's say this is the neck and this is the head of the dragon, so the neck will come first and the head, and you can either do this one or you can do that like as the head is again leading, and then the head will, you will see final follow through in the head. The head will come like this. Like there are different kind of varieties you can explore in the head. And now I'm trying to give a little bit more detail to the jaw also, as the head is landing, and as the head is as we are seeing an impact in the head, I am trying to add a little bit more impact in the jaw as well. And forgive me, in this apartment you might see you might hear some sounds from the neighbor apartments. So if you hear some noise, please ignore it. Just focus on my voice. And okay, so right now I'm doing further detail in the arms. And okay, again I'm still working on the shoulders. Right now what I'm trying to do is, before, when in the beginning I made some animation in the shoulders, that was just up and down. Right now I'm also giving in front and back, so there will be kind of this kind of movement in the wings. So the dragon will be flying like this, and then again it'll be kind of balancing in him, and then he'll be falling on the ground. So I'm just giving a back and forth movement, and also I'm trying to give a little bit this movement, so it'll be like this. So up and down, back and forth, and also the X, like rotation on its own axis. So you need to a little bit explore, otherwise you won't understand how it's a little bit complex kind of movement. It's up and down as well, and the back and forth as well. And by let's say if you combine up and down and back and forth, you get this movement. And when you add another rotation on its own axis, then you get this kind of movement, and that's what I'm looking for. And okay, so I already made an animation on the arms. I think now I'm working on the elbows of the wings. As there will be something like this, at the same time there will be elbows also doing this thing. So it's a layered movement which I'm trying to make here. So he'll be flying somehow like this, and elbows are just kind of follow through. There's a kind of follow through in elbows, and the same thing will go. It's a kind of force which dragon is trying to apply from his shoulders, and that force will travel to the arm, and from arm to elbow, and from elbow to his hands, and from his hands to the wings. It's a kind of force which is starting from the wings. Actually, it is starting from the core of the body, but if we have more time, we can keep detailing and keep making it better. But I think that this will end up pretty good. So okay, so now as I animated the elbows, now I'm dealing with the X rotation of the arm. And in this animation, the wings are the most tricky part, because they are carrying the whole weight, and they are showing a little bit flicker in the wings can ruin your whole animation. So you really need to practice a lot, and you really need to spend a lot of time on the wings. And okay, first I animated up and down, front and back, and now there is more rotation in the x-axis. I mean the axis on its own, the axis of arm. I don't know how to explain properly, but and elbow is already animated, but I still have to keep detailing more. And okay, so now I think I'm moving on to Okay, so I think I'm happy with my animation of the wings, and I just want to leave it there for a bit, and I want to explore dragon's head a little bit. And okay, yeah, so what I'm trying to do right now, at this point of animation, I realized that the dragon's head doesn't have, I want the dragon's head to be free. I want the dragon's head to be on his own axis. But right now I don't have, or maybe I can't find a option in the dragon's head so that head can just follow nothing. Just I want dragon's head to remain in the global in I mean, I don't want the head to follow anything. I want to animate the head freely. And so what I did, I made a controller. I made a locator, and I baked the locator according with the head, and then I'm going to reverse it, and I'm going to parent that locator with the IK head. So right till now, and I'm also doing the same thing with the wings. At this point I realized that I want to work with IK wings, and my head is not that much IK because head is still following the whole body. So what I'm doing, I'm creating like 5 locators, two locators for this arm, 2 locators for this arm, and 1 locator for head. So that means 1 locator I will bake all locators by parenting them to all FK controllers and head, and then I will break the parent constraint as there is already animation on the locators. After that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to parent constrain the IK controller with those locators. So it's a kind of tricky thing, but I guess you guys understand. I'm just baking locators on FK, and after I have animation on the locators, I'm transferring that, I'm constraining the IK controllers with that FK, with that locators. So I'm kind of transferring the FK controller's animation to IK. So this controller is for hand, and this locator is for elbows. So this is how I transferred. At this point I just realized that it's better if I animate the whole thing with IK, because the dragon will be landing on the ground, and on ground there is no way I can work with FK wings, FK hands or FK wings. So I needed a full IK controller for the dragon to land on the ground. So I made locators, and now that I can make a good contact point on the ground for dragon's wing. And there was no possible way for me to make that happen by dragon's FK controllers. So right now I'm just animating the locators. I'm trying to ignore doing too much work first. So right now I'm just animating the locators. Locators are constrained. Locator are animating the IK controllers of the wings, and also same thing goes to head. And as dragon is landing, the hand or the wing should be coming down, and then it need to land. We need to see an impact on the hands. So what I'm trying to do here, I am let's say I'm animating the hand controller. I'm not going to say locator, because locator is animating the hand controller and the elbow controller. So I'll be just using the name as hand controller and elbow controller. So hand controller is coming and stopping on the ground, and after that we see a little bit follow through on the elbow, and which makes it look heavy. To make the dragon heavy, you don't want to move too many things at the same time. Let's say the dragon is coming in this speed, and we want to see like the speed which dragon is coming down, we want to see the same speed in all other body parts. We don't want the dragon is coming in this speed and the elbow is moving really fast. That will ruin the whole weight of the dragon. And so after that I'm doing the same thing with the feet also. I think I made another locators for the foot controller, and or maybe not. I think I missed that point, but I'll continue. So I'm trying to add the same impact on the, I think I didn't use any locator for the feet, so the feet will be just coming down and landing on the ground. And again, I'm trying to add some more impact on the feet using the fingers. As the dragon will land, his fingers will expand a little bit, and the same thing I think in the end I will make on the hands finger also. And right now here what I'm trying to make is the dragon will land on his fingers and then his hand. So these are just the minor details I'm doing, and but these minor details will make the animation look really good. And the thing here in this animation is I have to work on two different things separately, and I was glad that I was able to make the whole thing in 5 hours. And this locator thing might be making you guys confused, but please, all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bake new controllers on the FK controllers, and then I am deleting the constraints, and I'm transferring that same animation on IK controllers. If you guys will practice, if you guys will follow my video, you guys will understand what I'm trying to do here. And that's the problem living in downtown. You always hear ambulance or police siren. Okay, so now whatever detail I did on the right hand of dragon, I'm doing the same details on left wing of the dragon. And the most tricky part will be after I animated the hands. Right now I'm not paying any detail to the wings, because I know after animating the hands the wing will be moving in a very the wings will be moving too much. So I will deal with the wings later. I'm not worried about the wings. I'm just animating one thing at a time. I'm animating the hands landing, and according to the hands the elbow will see impact on the elbow. The same thing I'm doing in the legs, just trying to make a good looking impact on the hands and feet. Okay, so right now I'm trying to animate the head controller of dragon. I guess till now I haven't animated anything. I think I haven't baked any locator on the head yet. I was just talking, but I think I will in as I will keep animating, I will need to do that, because there was no separate I can't separate the head from the body. The head was always moving with the body, and right now I think I already started detailing the elbow of the right of the left hand of the dragon. One more thing I want to say is that I can always, it's easy for me to just give you guys this 5-hour animation, but I don't think it will be of much use, because first thing is I was not speaking while animating this thing, so you guys will get super bored. What am I trying to do here? So it's better I will keep speaking, and if you guys want to see what I'm doing, you guys can slow down and see whenever you guys need to see. And okay, so again I am giving a little bit more follow through on the back body of the dragon, and also I'm trying to make sure that the dragon looks good from this camera angle, because I don't want to see just the front body of the dragon flying from this camera angle. So I'm trying to give a nice angle and nice And I also, another thing I'm trying to do here is I want dragon to kind of, the dragon is trying to stop, so he's trying to make him vertical so that he can use his wings like a parachute and stop, and then he can land on the ground. And so that's why I'm trying to move the lower body even more lower. And okay, so at this point I realized that the head is following the body too much, and I really need to separate the head, because the head will be kind of main leading point of the animation. And if there is a rotation in the body, as right now I'm rotating, there is not much movement in my head, is a good stabilizer. So I need to separate the head from the body to make a good animation here. So I think I baked the head with a locator, and after that I reversed the parenting so that the locator is controlling the head. And now I'm animating the body separately so that I can give an impact on the front body also. As you guys know, that as the dragon will land, I give a little bit offset in both hands to be the first hand, one hand is landing first, and after that another hand is landing. With this offset you can give a nice movement to the body also, so your body can as when the first hand will land, the body will go back, and when the another hand will land, the body will go this side also. So you can give a nice jiggle to the body, and which will be a good way to give weight to your creature. So I think right now I'm doing the same thing to the back body also. I'm trying to give the same kind of jiggle as soon as the dragon is landing on the ground. And I'm just trying to give a nice impact on the landing of the dragon. Okay, so it's time for me to animate the wings. Right now I'm just trying to explore what are the options if I decided to animate the wings in IK. There are IK controllers on the wings also, but I don't think they will be much useful, and I really don't want to spend too much time on wings. I just want, as I already given myself a deadline of 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours, so I'm trying to finish it as soon as possible. So as you guys see, right now I'm just trying to give a follow through to the wings, but the follow through is not too much. I'm trying to, the main thing we need to focus here, the wings are the one which are holding the whole weight of the dragon. So the wings should not go like this, like they should not bend opposite way. They should always be holding wind and the air in them and trying to push the dragon up. So wings are the things which are carrying the whole weight of the dragon, and we need to show here. So what I'm trying to do, the wings are pushing the dragon up. Wings are not doing this thing. This thing is good in birds, small birds, but in this they can't do this thing. They need to remain like this, and they are pushing the dragon up. And then when the wings are going up, and that time they are bending themselves inside, but again they are doing this thing and they are pushing themselves up again. So I'm just trying to do that thing. And other than that, as soon as the dragon is landing, I'm trying to give a follow through, a kind of follow through on the wings also. And I think I'm working on each wing separately so that it can be, so that I can do it faster and more efficiently. So first I made the one which is near to ground, and now I'm making with the one which is near to the elbow, and then I will make, as right now I'm making the one which is in between. And I'm giving a kind of follow through in the whole in all the controllers, so that as soon as it's landing, we see a kind of follow through in the whole fingers of the wings. And you this need just practice. And I made this kind of animations when I was a student. I just used to do this kind of practice a lot, so that's why it's easy for me to do this without any reference. And okay, so I think I kind of made a animation for the wings, but I'm still trying to give wings a little bit solid movement. I don't want my wings to move too much. I don't want a flicker. I don't want to see a flicker in my wings, because as soon as you will see flicker, you will see that the weight of the dragon is gone. You need to as right now I'm animating the controller on the arm. It's very important to see that the whole wing should be moving in a very in a smooth way, not like, we don't want to see this kind of flickers, because it will ruin the whole weight of the dragon. And so first I made a basic animation for the whole wings, and now I'm working on each wing, each finger separately. And after this is done, I'll be doing the same thing to other wing. Okay, so now I'm already on the other wings. So I'm doing this thing when the dragon is pushing himself up, and then when the wings are going up, I'm bending them and they are going up like this. So this kind of movement. And after I animated the main wings, main controllers from the wings, and then I'm giving a little bit follow through in the whole in the further controllers of the fingers. Right now is 8:47, and the Game of Thrones will start right in 13 minutes. I really need to finish this tutorial in 13 minutes so that I can start watching Game of Thrones as well. So I think this should be done very quickly, and I will be pausing this video right at 9 o'clock. So okay, so again I'm doing the same thing which I did on another wing. Wing is flying like this, and then as soon as it's landing, we see a kind of solid follow through in the wings. Not a very quick follow through that suddenly the wings will do this and then they will land. There should be a very smooth follow through in the wings, and then a smooth kind of ease in to the wings after they landed. A smooth impact on the wings. And sometimes we don't really we can't do it. We have to cheat a little bit, because the hands are very they are all following just one hand controller, and that hand is small, and it can sometimes move quite very quickly, and especially when it's landing, we need to move hand sometime too much. So as soon as the wings are landing, we need to move them quite fast so that we can see a good impact on the wings. So I think right now you guys will only see the detailing part. The main animation of the body is done. So now I will be only just polishing the whole animation. I'll keep polishing it, and Okay, so it's time to animate the tail. So how am I animating the tail? So first thing I'm doing is I am just animating the root controller of the tail, and the rest of the controllers will be just following the root controller. And sometimes you have to do some good stuff with the tail, but most of the time tail is just following the whole body animation. In this animation, I didn't had any time to give it nice uh, nice separate movement to the wings, to the tail. So I'm just doing whatever looks good here. So first I give a nice base movement to the tail, the root controller of the tail, and after that I am animating the whole tail. And at this point I will realize that that was actually first what I did first, I just made an animation on I just selected the whole controllers of the dragon, and I gave a little bit delay on each controller. What you do in whenever you want to make a quick follow through movement, you just give give an animation by selecting the whole FK controllers, and then you give a little bit delay on each controller, which was a bad decision. It did not look good by doing that. So I made that, and then after that I have to delete it, and I have to animate the tail again. So right now I'm doing the same thing which I said earlier. I animated the root only, and after that once the root animation is done, then I will select the next two controller, and I'll give a little bit follow through the next two controllers, and after that I will select the last two controllers, and the last two controllers will be very flexible. As you guys can see right now, I'm animating the last two controllers, and I'm giving a very nice flexibility to the last controllers of the tail. This again, right now you guys can see that I'm making a impact on the tail also. As the dragon is landing, the tail should be like again, I want to make the tail landing somehow like this, but we won't see the tail because the wings will cover most of the tail. So I'm just trying to cheat to save some time, so that I don't need to work too much on the tail. If I can start working too much in each controller, each body part, then it will be a long tutorial. This is just for the tutorial, so I'm not really doing too much here. I guess now I will start doing some detail in the roar. Okay, so what happened at this point, there was a problem in my Maya. I can't play, and I can't play blast my animation. So what I did, I just opened a fresh file, and I opened the same animation in a fresh file. And I think now I will start doing animation in the jaw, and I will try to make the dragon roar a little bit. It's hard to explain what's happening right now, because right now is just detail, and again I'm trying to give a nice follow through on the head, so that head comes like this and land, and then as soon as it lands, it starts roaring like "Argh!" So it's just a I'm trying to work with the head first, and then the jaw, and then I'll give a little bit shake on the on the body and on the neck, to just to give that the roar is coming from his body, and like we see a vibration in the whole body starting from here, and then the roar is coming out from body to mouth. We want to see that, so I added a kind of nice vibration and kind of breathing movement to the body, and that thing is traveling till the head, and the head vibration is kind of a follow through of the body vibration. So that I tried a few different things on how to make a good roar, and the roar which you guys are seeing in the main animation, which I showed in the beginning and I will show in the end also, that roar, that the voice of the roar I just found after I animating. I didn't pay attention that what kind of sound do I need for this. I just invented, not invented, I just searched like 100 different sounds, and I found that one, and I thought that yeah, this is the perfect one, it will look good on this dragon. And so right now what I'm doing is again trying to add a little bit more detail, a kind of breathing thing and breathing impact, breathing plus vibration in the body, and that vibration is traveling till the mouth, so that I can give a little bit nice animation on the roar. And to make a good roar, you have to let's say if I want to make a roar, I'll suggest you guys watch many different lions videos. The way lions roar, they suddenly like they're relaxed, and then they suddenly like they you see a sudden impact in the body, in the face when they roar. And I find it's really inspiring to see lion video, and because they roar really nicely, it's very furious to see a dragon roaring. And I'm trying to apply the same thing here on this dragon. He will just trying to his land, and then he's like you see a kind of impact starting from the body, and a kind of sudden like roar from the mouth. And the best way to learn how to make a good roar is just watch more animals, observe more animals, how they roar, how they do everything. So the Game of Thrones is starting in 3 minutes, and I think this video should be ending within 3 minutes. So what I'm doing is the dragon will land, and it will roar like a little bit. It will start roaring from side, and it will go in the front, and then it will relax a little bit. Okay, I think I already made the roar, and now I'm just giving a little bit detail in the end. After the dragon done roaring, he will just take a little bit weight shift, and he will land properly on the body, just a little bit, a little touch on his weight, so that we can make him a little bit more alive. So I think this animation is done, and I hope I explained it well. It's a 5-hour animation, and I don't really want to speak for 5 straight hours, so that's why I speed up in 6 times. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I think it'll be if you guys want to see what I'm actually doing, you guys can always go ahead and watch this video in slow motion. That'll be, I think, good enough. In slow motion, this will be a good video to watch, and I think you guys can slow down. There are good options in YouTube. So I think my animation is almost done, and please let me know what you guys think. And I made a music video for dragon. It's not just my music, I didn't have time. I made this animation, I put a music, and I published on YouTube. I'm going to take down that video, and I'm going to upload this one. And I think this one is more educational, as I am telling you guys what I'm actually doing here. And I hope you guys find this video helpful, and leave your review, leave your comments, what you guys think about the whole animation. And if you guys think that I can improve my animation in any way, or there is anything which I should include in my tutorials, then always feel free. I think this is the best way for me to show you guys how to make animation, because anytime you guys want to see how I'm doing this in real time, you guys can always go ahead and watch in slow motion. And if you guys want to listen me, you guys can always play this in real time, and I'm always speaking here, telling you guys what I'm doing. So animation for me is not a method. It's just, for me, it's like I start it and I just want to see where it goes. I don't do animation, I just let myself do. I don't involve my mind into the animation. I do study before starting the animation, but I don't it's just kind of what I do. It's my passion, and I let my heart do this animation. So goodbye, and I'm gonna play the animation, and let me know, and please like and share. Thank you. I'm watching Game of Thrones now.